Shalom. We want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakal Kadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught us this truth. And salutations to all you Akim that's pushing this word throughout the four corners of the earth, and sincerity, man. We are the Hebrew Israelites becoming week in and week out, prophesy the downfall of this wicked society. America, man. You know? I'll do that in Baltimore, Crescent City. You know? Because this place is the place of the captivity of God's chosen people, man. The so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. And we coming upon the time of the end of that captivity, man. You know, we're in the last days of that captivity where the Lord is about to favor us, man. But in order for him to do that, he got to take this place out. And it's going to be taken out violently, man. You know? You got anything?
It's Jeremiah chapter 28 in verse 7. It says, "Nevertheless, hear thou now this word that I speak in thine ears, and in the ears of all the people. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries."
Yeah, that's what we did. We prophesied. The prophets, it's always been like that. Before the Lord took down kingdom, he sent the prophets, man. You know? Same thing happened with Moses in Egypt, okay? Same thing happened with the Babylonian kingdom. And the same thing is happening now, man. You know?
It says, "And against great kingdoms of war, and of evil, and of pestilence."
Yeah, war and of evil and of pestilences, man. And they just said that, China got another virus coming, man. And that's right before it was another article that just came out that said that the worst is yet to come for the coronavirus, man. So there's the pestilence. You see the wars, you see the civil wars brewing up, plus the world war. This is wars and rumors of wars that the scriptures is talking about. What was it? Wars, evils, and pestilence, man. And the word evils just means bad times. And the times that's coming, it's going to be unlike ever before seen, man. Whole Matthew 24, you know? Because this is about to be a time unlike never before seen. And there's been some terrible times on the planet Earth, man. You know? So that's what we try to warn our people about, because there's only one way you're going to be covered from that. Go ahead, brother.
This is Zephaniah 3:1. "Woe to her that is filthy and polluted, to the oppressing city."
Yeah, this place is filthy and it's polluted, man. And it's an oppressing city. Here it is, you got this pandemic going on, and they shutting everything down. You got these corporations, these companies, they get their money back, you know, through your taxes, but yet they still charging you the full price, man. You know, that's an oppressing city. Here it is during all these during this pandemic, people short on money. They still putting these sneak cameras up and shit, man. They put it up and take it down, speed traps and stuff. But that's what this place is, man. Because they want to suck you dry, man. So hey, this is that's the thick clay, man. You know, that's that thick clay. That's one of the major reasons why this place is gonna go down. We talked about two already, man. The slavery of the Israelites, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and then you got you robbing people, man. You know, and what the scriptures say. You know, when the one servant, he got his debts forgiven, and then he gonna go and charge the other man the same debts when his debts was forgiven. Well, that's what they doing now, man. You know. Go ahead, bro.
This is Habakkuk 2:4. "Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. Yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home. Who enlargeth his desire is hell, and is as..."
This man is a proud man. You know, he got all the nations drunk off his wine, especially the Israelites, man. You know, this whole homosexual agenda, that's another reason why this place is going down. It's pretty much inevitable why this place is going down, man. You know? But they've been pushing this stuff, man. Keep going.
It says, "He is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death. It cannot be satisfied, but gathered unto
Yeah,
him.
he enlarges his desires as hell, man. This man is a covetous man. He's a greedy man, a proud man. We talking about the ones that's running this society, man. If you didn't know by now, it's the so-called white man, the Bible that the devil speaks of. You know, he wants it all. He can't be satisfied. He has it all, you know, but he wants even more, man. This is why you see, what was that company? I think it was Seattle, maybe, you know, or Maine or something like that, or Boston. You know, where they talking about they wanted to have the microchip, man, which is the mark of the beast. You know, but the legislation said they wanted to make it voluntary, man. So first it's going to be what? First it's going to be a voluntary thing, an optional thing. Meanwhile, it's not really optional because you ain't going to be able to work at certain places without it. You know, but then it's going to become mandatory. Or else you're just going to be a threat to society, man. A terrorist. You know? So your freedom is about to be taken away. Go ahead.
It says it cannot be satisfied, but gathered unto him all nations, and heaveth unto him all people. Shall not all these take up a parable against him?
Yeah, he heaved to himself all people, man. He wants total control over everybody, man. He got his nose in everybody, all these other countries' business, man. And meanwhile, his shit is filthy, man. You know? So what? Like I said, shall now all these take up a parable against him, man? You know? Go ahead.
It says, a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his.
Yeah, woe meaning destruction. To him which increases with that which is not his, man. As the scriptures say, because of robberies gotten by deceit, okay? Riches gotten by deceit, which is robbery, you know, which is theft, okay? The kingdom is translated from one to another. One kingdom to another, man. So this is why your kingdom is about to be snatched from you, man. Because you unrighteous, man. You unmerciful. Go ahead.
It says, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his, how long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay.
Yeah, how long is he going to be able to do that, man? You know? Here it is, you want to charge everybody, even in this thing, they still charge you interest and affecting your so-called credit score, which affects how you able to operate in this society, right? Meanwhile, the government's debt is been just ballooning, man. And who's going to be responsible for that, man? You see? Keep going. Well, that was it. Come. Yep.
This is St. Matthew, chapter 18 and 21.
Yep.
Then came Peter to him and said, Lord, how oft shall my brother sin against me, and I forgive him?
Right?
Till 7 times? Yahweh Shai saith unto him, I say not unto thee until 7 times, but until 70 times 7.
Yeah, because we supposed to constantly forgive our brother, man. If he's sincere, you know. Hey, but you got Esau. He claims that they actually was Jacob's brothers, you know, but they broke in that covenant, man. They broke that covenant, but they claim, right? They claiming that they that we all equal, we all citizens, you know. So keep going.
Verse 23, it says, therefore is the kingdom of heaven likened unto a certain king, which would take account of his servants.
Yeah, it said the kingdom of heaven is likened to a certain king, which will take account of his servants, man. This is how you should supposed to deal. Go ahead.
And when he had begun to reckon, one was brought unto him, which ought him 10,000 talents.
Right? Yeah, so he owed him 10,000 talents, which is money. All right, the first servant, go ahead.
But for as much as he had not to pay, his Lord commanded him to be, it says, to be sold, and his wife and children, and all that he had.
Yeah, he ain't have to pay. You know, it was a part of the agreement, so he had to be sold. He had to repay it, right? But this is what the Lord says. Go, keep going.
It says, and payment to be made, the servant therefore fell down and worshipped him, saying, Lord, have patience with me, and I will pay thee all.
That's right, man. That's what we were trying to say. You try to make it. Hey, Lord, have patience with us, man. Because right now, who's the Lord? The scripture say what other lords have rule over us, man. So right now we're in the hands of this devil. We like, hey, be patient, man. But this whole society is set up for our people to fail. Like it doesn't make sense in they system that if you got less, obviously, if your credit score is bad until you have less money, but they make you pay more when you have less, man. That doesn't make sense. You know, so keep going.
Verse 27. Then the Lord of that servant was moved with compassion and loosed him.
Yeah, because he begged him, he was moved with compassion and loosed him. That reminds me of the story when the woman was begging the wicked king, man. You know? And he even did it because she begged, man. You see? She begged. How much more so righteous, Lord, man? But here it is, we begging him, you know? And Jake been begging this devil for a long time, man. And he just showed you no type of mercy, man. That's why he won't receive mercy. Go and get that too. Keep going.
It says, and forgave him the debt. But the same servant...
So the Lord forgave him his debt. Keep going.
Verse 28, but the same servant went out and found one of his fellow servants, which ought him 100 pence.
Fix the camera.
And he laid hands on him and took him by the throat, saying, pay me that thou owest.
Yeah. And then read it again, Salah.
Verse 28, but the same servant went out and found one of his fellow servants, which ought him 100 pence.
Yeah, so this dude, he owed 10,000 talents, and it was forgiven. It was forgiven him, right? So now, 100,000 pence, or 1,000 pence, which I gotta look it up. I think that's less than the talent, man. You know? So keep going.
In the margin, it says the Roman penny is the 8th part of an ounce, which after the shilling's ounce.
Go to the part of the talent. What you said? The talent is what?
It says 750 ounces of silver.
Exactly. You know? So it's more. So keep going.
This is verse 28. But the same servant went out and found one of his fellow servants, which ought him 100 pence.
Yeah, so this dude owed him money. Right? So keep going.
And he laid hands on him and took him by the throat, saying, pay me that thou owest.
Hey, so he just owed all this money. And that's just like America, ain't it? You know? He owed him all that. He just owed all this money and was forgiving him. And then he goes and try to grab forcefully from this other guy who owed even less, man. Keep going.
It says, verse 29, and his fellow servant fell down at his feet and besought him.
So now he's doing the same thing he did. He's trying to plead for mercy, man. For leniency. Be patient with him, right? Go ahead.
Saying, have patience with me, and I will pay thee all. And he would not, but went and cast him into prison.
Yeah. He asked the same thing, but he had the audacity to say no, man. After he was just forgiven even more of a debt. So you should know more out of all people, you should know how hard it is and how you can easily fall into that situation to be in debt, man. But the thing is, he got forgiven and he didn't forgive him and threw him in the prison. So what if he got thrown in the prison, man? You know? Keep going. Is that it on that?
A little more. It says, and he would not, but went and cast him into prison till he should pay the debt. So when the fellow servants saw what was done, they were very sorry, and came and told unto their Lord all that was done.
Yeah. And how you gonna pay the debt in prison, man? And, you know, that's what they be doing. That's what they do now. You know, but yeah, somebody seen what happened, man. Told the Lord all that was done. Keep going.
It says, then his Lord, after that he had called him, and said unto him, O thou wicked servant, I forgave thee all that debt, because thou desirest me. Shouldest not thou also have had compassion on thy fellow servant,
right?
Even as I had pity on thee. And his Lord was wroth.
Hey, yeah, and the Lord gonna be wroth with this devil, man. Which that's also a lesson which mainly is a lesson for us brothers, man, because we got that sin, man, which was the Lord repaid it. He brought us back. So that's why we're supposed to forgive our brothers, man. You know, the same way. You know, but using the example for this devil, man. You know, and the Lord's going to be wroth with you. He's going to deal with you in his vengeance, man. What the scripture talk about? The year of his redeemed is coming, man. You know? Was it a little more? A little bit more.
It says, and his Lord was wroth and delivered him to the tormentors.
And deliver him to the tormentors, man. And that's what happens when you want to be a wicked, unmerciful, you know, not compassionate, you know? And because this devil, that's why he got the nerve to take the Bible into his mouth, man. And call himself a representative of the Lord, pretty much. They calling themselves the light bearers, you know? Well, you misrepresenting the Lord, man. You forgot what scripture say. You forgot the weightier matters of the law. Mercy, man. Oh, get that scripture, bro. No.
This is James 2:13. It says, for he shall have judgment without mercy, that have showed no mercy.
Yeah, the Lord's going to have judgment without mercy, man. To him who showed no mercy. It's not hard to see who showed no mercy, man. Especially no mercy on the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. You know? He just cast out people. Matter of fact, he even comes up with laws so that he can cast out people into prison, man. Here it is, they call themselves freeing our people out of slavery, but they didn't give them anything, which made them have to go right back to them. Then they come up with all these laws to keep you down, man. That's that pit, that's that system that our people is locked into, man. So he's doing all of this stuff intentionally, and then when you mess up, he pretty much calls you stupid, man. When he's doing this thing against you, man. So, and the Lord sees what you're doing. You know?
This is James 2:13. For he shall have judgment without mercy, that have showed no mercy, and mercy rejoiceth against judgment.
You just read it again? Yeah. Come. You say something?
It says that mercy rejoiceth against judgment.
And mercy rejoices against judgment. We're going to be rejoicing when the Lord deal with this devil, man. Let's get it in Revelation. It says, for I have revenged you on her. You know? Hey, we're going to rejoice when we see the vengeance, man. Lord's willing, we be on the chariots and we see this place burning, man, to a crisp, man. You know? And if you ain't in that spirit, then you ain't an Israelite, man. Straight up. And I'm talking about the household of faith, man. Because guess what? The patience and the faith of the saints is repayment for everything that we've been through in this place, man. You know? Go ahead, bro.
This is Revelation 18:20. Rejoice over her, thou heaven, and you holy apostles and prophets.
Yeah, which that's who we are, man. You know? The apostles means the ones that sit. You know? And the prophets, the ones that said before. We feel it, we fit in that role, man. You know, and it's a future prophecy. It's saying rejoice as if it's already done. Because if the Lord wrote it, it's going to happen, man. Go ahead.
It says, rejoice over her, thou heaven, and you holy apostles and prophets. For Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai, have avenged you on her.
Because he's avenged you on her, man. But what is that her? The daughter of Babylon, man. The Lord is going to revenge us on her, man. See, the Lord is about payback, man. Because it wouldn't be balanced if not. You did wrong, now you got to drink of that cup double, man. And we're going to be rejoicing, man. All the blood that was spilled, for all the tears that was shed, the hopeless nights, man. The Lord's going to repay them for that. Look at our people, man. Lost as hell. And you want to know why? Because he gave his neighbor that drink, man. And he wanted to see him drunken, man. He wanted us to be in a shameful position. You got a little more on that?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Verse 21. It says, and a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone, and cast it into the sea, saying, thus with violence shall that great city Babylon be thrown down, and shall be found no more at all.
Yeah, with violence, man. Shall this great city be thrown down, man. And it should not be, it's going to be wiped off the face of the earth, man. You know, just to be a memorial. That's it. That's what the Lord is going to do to this place, man. That's how wicked this place really is, man. But Jake, and then the Shark saw he did the video, you know, if it came down to a vote, if it came down to a popular vote, how people would want to stay in this bitch, man. You know? But this place is so wicked that it's going to get this type of judgment. But yet our people claim to be of the Lord, that they love the Lord, man. If you love the Lord, then you're supposed to hate this place, man. This place is the epitome of evil, man. All the wicked kingdoms wrapped up into one in this bum. You know what I mean? Real quick, go ahead, bro.
This is Zechariah 1:15. And I am very sore displeased with the heathen that are at ease.
Yeah, the Lord said he's so sore displeased with the heathens that are at ease, man. You know, chiefly the so-called white man, all right, the Edomites, all right, then the rest of you nations, man, because you all in cahoots, man. You know, you all in confederate against us, man. You all wanted us to be in this position, man. You wanted to see this, all right. So he was so displeased with you damn heathens, man, who are at ease, man. Do you think you can just have God's chosen people in this low state and you just getting rich off of us, man? And nothing's ever going to happen? Hey, what did Moses say? So he said, you know, Lord, you know, deal with for these heathens. You know, sit up here and say that you sent us out in the wilderness to kill us, man. Is that what y'all really think? Because that's what they believe in right now. The Lord ain't doing nothing. That's how we know the Lord's going to act. He's going to do it for his holy name's sake, man. All right, keep going.
It says, for I was but a little displeased.
Yeah, we got put in this position because we sinned. Iniquity. All right? You know? The Lord was wroth with us. He was but a little displeased. All right? But guess what? Keep going.
And they helped forward the affliction.
And you helped forward the affliction, man. You know? Scripture talk about what? In the time that our iniquity had an end. You know? You kept it going, man. And so-called, they talk about freeing us. And what they do? They come up with different policies, different systems, man. You know? Immediately after slavery, they came up with the prison system, you know? Which is mass incarceration. Came a little bit later on, but they've been dealing with Jake, man, harshly. Even today, Jake getting lynched. They call it suicides. It's the whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty, man. You know, so you help forward the affliction. You give out people drugs. You give them guns so they can kill each other. You give them church. Matter of fact, what's that scripture? Gives your neighbors the Bible, you know? Okay, now you got it. Is that in the back? All right, go.
This is Habakkuk 2 and verse 15.
Jake don't even consider. That's how lost they are, man. You know? Been here all this time, man. All this time, you ain't never start seeking the Lord's law, Jake, man. Because they gone, man. They're there in the congregation of the dead. And guess what? That's how Esau and the rest of these heathens, they like it, man. Go ahead, brother.
This is Habakkuk 2 and 15. Woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink, that putteth that bottle to him.
There go that word woe again. See, hey, you got dumb niggas talking about something. The white man gave you this book from slavery. Hey, okay. The Bible condemns the so-called white man. You understand? It don't have to say white man. It fits your characteristics, man. Everything you did, it speaks up against all your actions, man. So what are you talking about? All you people that say that, you ain't even read the scriptures, man. Say, whoa, read it again, bro.
Habakkuk 2 and 15. Woe to him that giveth his neighbor drink, that putteth that bottle to him, and maketh them drunken also.
Yeah, and what the scripture say, they are drunken, but not with wine, man. You know, they staggering, but not because of strong drink. It's not talking about an actual bottle, man. But when you drunk, you know what I mean, you really fucked up. You start doing some uncharacteristic stuff. You stumbling everywhere, falling. You can't walk straight, man. That's why they make you walk that line. You know what I mean? If you get pulled over when you're drunk. But that's what Esau wants you to do. He's trying to keep, he's not He doesn't want you to walk that straight and narrow, man. He don't want you to walk the straight gate. You see? So you want to keep his neighbor drunken so that you can see his shame. That was it?
It says,
Go to the one in Lamentations. Got it.
It says, and makest him drunken also, that thou mayest look on their nakedness. Thou art filled with shame of glory. Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered.
Yeah. And see, Esau never likes it when the judgment gets put on him, man. This is what we were just talking about with the unforgiving servant, man. See, when Esau gets caught with the same crime, now he begging for mercy. But if Jake do a crime, they throwing the whole book at him, man. But now you gotta drink of that cup, nigga. You know? And he ain't gonna like it. He gonna be crying. Got the audacity. He gonna be asking for a drop of water. He gonna be like, fuck you, man. You ain't getting nothing, man. You only gonna get enough to stay alive. You know? Straight up. At least in my domicile. Cause hey, man, there's no love here for you, devil. You know? Go ahead.
The cup of Yahweh's right hand shall be turned unto thee and shame.
The fact that our people still be trying to fight for Esau shows that they're sick. You are sick. This nigga is the enemy, man. You know? What's that? It's a rock. You know? How'd it go? Yeah, I think it's the same chapter. But keep going, bro.
It says, and shameful spewing shall be on thy glory.
You know?
It says, the cup of the Lord's right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spewing shall be on thy glory.
And that's right. That's why right now you starting to see your shame, man. Your shame is being uncovered, man. You know? And you feel some type of way about it, man. And they try to divide Esau like it ain't all Edomites, man. Hey, listen, man. Every last one of you gonna go into captivity. Every Edomite, man. There's nothing you can do about it. You know? All of us had to suffer and curse out we be in the field and in the city no matter where we go. It's gonna be the same for you Edomites, man. You're gonna have that mark on you like Cain had. And then we all gonna see it too, man. You know? That's why they try to run from being the Edomites, man. We know the scriptures is shining that light on you, man. You know? That was it? Yeah, got it. Lamentations.
This is Lamentations 2, verse 15. All that pass by clap their hands at thee.
Read up.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is Lamentations 2 and 14. Thy prophets have seen vain and foolish.
Okay, no. I thought I was going to say, yeah.
That's over.
All right. Get that first. Yeah.
This is Lamentations chapter 4 and verse 1. How is the gold become dim? How is the most fine gold changed?
Yeah, because that's where that gold, that treasure, that's what we was liking it to, man. See Jake, if they only considered, man. Remember the scripture say if they had considered from whence they came, they might have had opportunity to return, right? Sure. See if because Jake will look at themselves like, man, we so resilient. Look how far we overcome, right? You know what I mean? They look how talented we are. And they take pride in that. If only you knew how far you really have fallen, man. If you could go back thousands of years ago, you know what I mean? And you seen our people, they wouldn't even believe the condition our people in right now, man. When this was prophesied against us and this stuff was going to happen, they was like, you know, they didn't really believe it. You know? There's no way. But Jake taking pride in this low state that they in, man. It's really, it's embarrassing, man. They don't know how far they really falling, man. And guess what? These heathens laugh at your ass, man. So it said that what? That gold, that silver, it became dim. How did this happen? The Lord took care of you. He brought you up. And now look at you, man. Below, begging. This whole earth was created for your sake. You're supposed to have the whole earth, man. And you ain't got nothing. You proud over a job that's giving you crumbs, man. You take pride in working 2 jobs, nigga. And you still ain't making ends meet. Go ahead, bro.
This is Lamentations 4:1. How has the gold become dim? How is the most fine gold changed? The stones of the sanctuary are poured out in the top of every street. The precious sons of Zion, comparable to fine gold.
See that? The precious sons of Zion, comparable to fine gold. And guess what? We also compare it to them stones, man. And they just poured out on the street. You know? You keep going.
How are they esteemed as earthen pitchers, the work of the hands of the potter?
That's it. That's it. Now go back.
This is Lamentations 2:15. All that pass by clap their hands at thee. They hiss and wag their head at the daughter of Jerusalem, saying,
Yeah, they don't want you near them, man. Look it up. It's called white flight. Jake tried to move to their neighborhoods, right? They bring the property. They raise the property. What is it? They either they raise it, you know, or they lower it. And the so-called when Jake come in, that's when the property value get lower, and they run away, man. These Edomites leave, man. You know, because they don't want you in their society, man. You know, and they say scripture said they wag their heads at you, man. They shake their head at you, man, laughing at you, man. Look, that's exactly what they is. You know, they don't take you Jake serious, man. And then you so-called rich entertainers and athletes, you think you really accept it, man. You know, like Stephen A. Smith, man. You know, they don't like you, man. That's why when you speak up against them, they punish your ass, man. Treat you like a little ass boy. You know? Go ahead.
saying, is this the city that men call the perfection of beauty, the joy of the whole earth?
Yeah. Hey, is this the one? Is this the special people? They laughing at you, Jake, man. What's wrong with you? Because you want to know what? You steady seeking their approval and their acceptance. Except for the acceptance of the Lord. You don't care how the Lord thinks about you and how he feel about you, man. Because guess what? The Lord was ashamed to call you their brethren, or ashamed to call himself our power, man. So he had to strip it from us. Because you niggas was so low. Embarrassing, man. It's like you got a wife, you know, and she out here just committing being a whore. And she over here wearing your last name, niggas. Then you come, you don't have no idea. You go into the workplace, you know what I'm saying? You have no idea all your coworkers that hit your wife. And you think you the man, and they laughing at your ass behind your back, man. That's how the Lord felt, man. He's like, man, fuck that. Cut her off, man. You know?
Verse 16, it says, all thine enemies have opened their mouth against thee.
You got enemies, man. You don't think you got enemies? You got enemies, man. You know? And they walk past you every day. Like ain't nothing all good. Meanwhile, in their hearts, they got war in their heart, man. They speak to you kindly, but they got war in their heart, man. You know? They don't want for you what they have. Are you kidding me? If they did, you would have had it already. Jake talking about something that's not going to happen overnight. You know? Progress can't happen overnight. Nigga, how long? At what point is you going to realize they don't like you, man? You never going to be equal to them. They're going to tell you something that sounds good. That just reminded me because they talk about this Black Lives Matter shit, right? You know? Because that's what it is. You know? But they saying they done turned this whole movement. They said, okay, yeah, they said you canceling TV shows, you know, you taking down statues, that's all fine and dandy, but where's the justice? See, they trying to do these justice, but see, remember, love is an action word, man. You know, you gotta actually do something, man. They ain't doing nothing, man. And guess what? All these niggas gonna vote for Biden because he said, I want to see studies on how we can make reparations possible. Like they ain't already did it. And they know it's possible. We already seen it. You mean to tell me you want to see studies, nigga? You just bailed out all these corporations and gave them trillions of dollars. But you want to see studies now. You see? Go ahead, brother.
Job 15:35, they conceive mischief and bring forth vanity, and their belly prepareth deceit.
Go into it.
Right, yeah. Basically talking about how you're seeking help from the so-called white man when in their mind, all they want to do
they plan to deceive you, and they are deceiving you.
Yeah.
That's ultimately what's going on with their head. Doesn't matter what they say.
Yeah, and you want to know why you keep getting deceived? Because you don't know that these devils is your enemy, man. You really think that you know what it is? They looking at them as God. That's why. That's why they keep trying to find their get their acceptance, man. You know? I mean, as long as if we can change the so-called white man's heart, then that's doing God's work. Y'all niggas is dumb, man. And we so proud that the Lord delivered us from that and showed us the light, man. This nigga, hey man, when the Lord put the light on him, we see him for what he really is, man. Right now, a lot of the people looking at that harlot, you know, like, damn, she look good as hell. You know what I'm saying? And I'm talking about America, man. You know, the woman that's riding on the beast, they were looking at it like, yo, nah, man. This is it. We gotta make it here. But the Lord showed us what it really was. Like, man, this is horrible, man. You know, this is horrible, man. And when the Lord shot the light on that devil, man, we see that this man, hey, he's the deceiver, man. He seemed like he was all nice, but yeah, meanwhile, he was just keeping you in that grave, man. Go ahead, bro.
Lamentations 2:16. All thine enemies have opened their mouth against thee. Mm-hmm. They hiss and gnash the teeth. They say, we have swallowed her up, certainly.
Yeah. We have swallowed her up, certainly, man. This is what they wanted, man. Right. It's all in the scriptures, man. Jake trying everything, you get it shut down. Okay, you talking about voting. What? They already made legislations, man. And yet you still, so what happens? Okay, we gonna do all this and they gonna change some laws or they gonna write up a law. They already did that before, man. What is it? The shit that's so-called freedom. Emancipation Proclamation, man. What did that do for you niggas, man? I mean, it was progress, though. You silly, man. You had house niggas then, too. Just because you getting paid different, just because you don't got to be on his plantation, the whole thing is still his plantation. You step out of line, you won't get it, man. That's why you still got the LeBron. I may be an athlete, but I still know what it feels like to be black, man. You know? That's how they feel. Because you at the end of the day, and then you can't even speak up when your people is getting criticized, man. You know? Shut up and dribble. They start thinking, I don't want to deal with these traitorous niggas anymore. Fuck them. Fuck the NBA, fuck the Lakers. that one comment that person said, man, he said, go to hell with that nigger Kobe Bryant, man. You know, a lifelong Lakers fan. That's how he felt, man. Just because they saying Black Lives Matter. So this is the devil for you, man.
Sure. It says, certainly, this is the day that we look for. We have found, we have seen it.
Yeah, man. They said this is the day that we looked for, man. We have found and we've seen it. Hey, because you go into Revelation, right? It say that what? They was afraid of the two prophets, man. You know, matter of fact, get that. You know, they was afraid we tormented them, man. That's when we was in our power, man. But they look at you now, they don't fear you, Jason, man. You know, you just disgust them, that's all. And then they use that so-called fear, you know, to justify blasphemy, man. To just kill you in the streets, man. Because they feared you, man. Because they paint you as this animal, this, and you perpetuate it. You perpetuate the stereotype. You know, look, our people destroyed, man. They want to be like the oppressors, man. They can't help it. You know? But you perpetuate that stereotype, man. Here it is, and this is part of that, him giving you that wine, right? But the music industry, that's all they rap about. Murder, adultery, drugs. So, and then when they get on the TV, they doing the same shit, justing for these devils, man. So you justifying them treating you that way, man. Then they want to complain, well, that's not how all of us is. You know? You found that out? Go ahead, bro.
Revelation chapter 11 and 10.
Oh, where's your charger at? Charger? You know, go into it. We got a little time.
It's Revelation 11 and 10. And they that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice over them. and make merry,
Yeah.
and shall send gifts one to another, because these two prophets tormented them.
Yeah, oh man, it said they was married and they sent gifts one to another. Some of them gifts was you. They was married, they was drinking, man. It said, the scripture say what? They sold a boy for wine. Read, get that, Shamash, if you know what I said. Read that again, huh?
Revelation 11 and 10.
Hey, because when they got us in, look, this is what they did to our people now. You know? When you get beside them, man, they turn everybody to Carlton, man.
That nigga look like Michael Jackson. What is it? Magic Johnson's son.
Yeah. The Fruity Cup Carlton, man. You know? That's what happened. They got you submitted, fully submitted to them, man. Read that again, bro.
Revelation 11 and 10. And they that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice over them, and make merry, and shall send gifts one to another, because these two prophets tormented them that dwelt upon the earth.
Yeah. You know, at one time we was in our power, man, and tormented these devils, man. You know, and in all these nations, man. See, Jake don't even realize that, man. You know, they talk about reparations. They don't understand the root issue is that they're not keeping the ways of the Lord. They're not loving their brethren. Don't you know we would have been good until we had to split. You know, that's when the nation fell. Our nation when we split. You know, but you still don't know how to treat your brother. You know? Here it is, y'all going through the same exact plight. And they still not acknowledging it within each other, man. They still hate one another. We got a demon that came up to the camp this past Saturday, a woman talking about something. She tried to come in there acting humble at first, you know what I mean? But then she didn't get to speak when she wanted to speak. Next thing you know, they heathens anyway. And the only people on there is black people. That's the only tribes. You got these heathens on here. And here they going through the same shit. This is why the Lord did what he did, man. So you gotta identify the Israelites, right? Through the Spirit, man. You see? Through the Spirit. This is how we identify each other. How do you know that the Israelites is Jakes, man? How do you know the Israelites are black? Through the curses, nigga. So they got the same curses. Who do this is the pride of them, man. Oh, look at that. Judas not that easy. You know? But Salaki. Yeah, go what you got.
This is Joel 3 and 3. And they have cast lots for my people, and have given a boy for a harlot, and sold a girl for wine.
Yeah, they cast lots for us, man. You know what casting a lot is? They made bets. And you seen it on the slave auction ships. On the auction. You know? You got a strong buck here. You know what I'm saying? Very fine, strong, 6 foot. They measuring you everything, man. And they doing the same thing and they just paying you for it, man. In boxing, you know, in the NFL and the NBA, through the draft. Okay? They cast lots for you, these rich ass Edomites, man. You know?
It says, and sold a girl for wine that they might drink.
And sold a girl for wine. That's how much you was worth to them, man. You know, all right, they stole so many of you. This one was expendable. You know, let's get a drink, man. Let's just celebrate, man. You know, you drink, you start to celebrate, man. What the hell is they celebrating? They celebrating your downfall, man. But for some reason, you think that they got your best interest in mind, at heart, man. You niggas, you ain't gonna never get it, man. It's right there in your face. And we break it down when the scriptures say, make it plain upon tables, man. So that he may run that readeth it. We breaking it down plain to you, and you niggas are still rejecting it, man.
It's verse 4, it says, Yea, and what ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon, and all the coasts of Palestine, will you render me a recompense?
That's right. You know, that's the question of you heathens. Can you recompense all this? You talk about reparations, right? Which y'all not gonna do anyway. But there's no repaying. Because guess what? You stole from the Heavenly Father, nigga.
That's right.
They think, let me do right by them. Now what you gonna do for the Heavenly Father, man? You can't.
That's right.
All right?
It says, and if you recompense me swiftly and speedily, will I return your recompense upon your own head.
And look, return that upon your own head, man. You know? He's not going to accept. There's nothing you can do, Esau. You know? And he knows it. That's why he's just going to be more and more wicked. You know, he's going to try to eliminate us. He's like, man, look, as long as we can shut them up, you know, we might have a chance. You know, because that's why he's the devil. He doesn't believe in the Lord. He knows the prophecies, but he thinks for someone in his demented, sick mind, he think he can fight it. After all this time, he's seeing the prophecy still showing itself to be true, and he still, for some reason, think he can change it, man. And the Lord gonna turn that recompense right on your own head, man. And you not. This is how you gonna pay for it. You gonna get that ass whooped, man. You know? First, you gonna get double. Get that.
Verse 5, because ye have taken my silver and my gold, and have carried it into your temples, my goodly pleasant things.
We already told you what the silver and the gold was, right? You know, and they actually took the silver and gold as well, man. You know, I'm talking about actual silver and gold, but you know, if you want to take it deeper, they actually took us, man. Which we precious jewels of Zion, man. Go ahead.
The children also of Judah,
See? Said it again. Go ahead.
and the children of Jerusalem have ye sold unto the Grecians, that ye might remove them far from their border.
Now, who was the Grecians, man? I thought civilization started with them. You know? And this is why they wanted to take out the Apocrypha, because you devils, man. This is who the Lord. They're talking about the Lord. They never talk about. Nah, man. The Lord was talking about you, man. You know? You the devil, man.
That's right.
And now it's just being revealed in its time. Because this is the time. This is why we know about these things. Because it's the end of the end. You people you don't gotta believe it. You know? But you gotta, hey man, that's why, hey, as we seeing this place go down, we not hurt, we not sorrowful. We actually excited because this devil is about to go down, man. He gonna get everything he deserves, man. You got more on that? Go ahead.
Verse 7, behold, I'll raise them out of the place whither you have sold them, and will return your recompense upon your own head.
Hey, and that's what they starting to see right now. He's raising us out of that place where you sold us. The Lord gathering us through the four corners of the earth by the word, man. And you seeing it and you afraid, man. Here's Ezekiel 37 chapter. Go ahead, brother.
Revelation chapter 18 and verse 6. Verse 5. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Most High hath remembered her iniquity.
That's right. The Lord, see, because you thought that the Lord forgot or something, man. You thought that because you was able to just deal with us all this time, the way you've been doing, that the Lord forgot, man. Well, like the Apostle Rakah said, you know, the end of the end started, you know, back in the 60s, man. When you, you should have known your time was up, man. You know, the Lord put that breath of life back into us, man. The end really was after you killed your house shot. But the end of the end, that started at that time, man. And now we at the end of the end, man. You know? I mean, all the prophecies popping out. What prophecy ain't in place at this time right now? You know? You got the missiles created. You got the chip technology. You know, all we waiting on is, and they said it, the right crisis, man. And we in the middle of one of them, which they've been using. They've been using the shit out of this pandemic, man. And then they're going to roll and do this whole Black Lives Matter thing right into it, man. Which bringing them further into condemnation, pushing this transgenderism doctrine. This is nuts. It's madness, man. This place is Sodom and Gomorrah. I seen a video with a faggot rock this dude, man. Dropped him, man. Weaved. I'm like, nah, son. You got motherfucking homos, world-class boxers and shit. That's that, man. You know what I mean? Dodging those whoop. I was like, well, hell nah, man. You know, and it just reminded me of the scripture with them faggots trying to break the angels, man. You know? God tried, you know, use cold words. You know how Esau is. You know? But, yo, I was just like, wow. You know? Big gangsters, man. And outwardly homos, man. This is crazy, man. But then they claim that they believe in the Bible, man. This place is totally sick. Okay? You know that? Look at a little more.
It says, reward her, even as she rewarded you, and double unto her double.
We already told you who that her was, man. The daughter of Babylon. Alright? You're going to get double, and you know it too. Everything you did unto us, that's why you be doing what you do, man. This is why you will never let Jay come into power. Because you know that you will have to get judged the same way you did everybody else, man. You know? But you won't get double. Thus saith the Lord. And we want that. As I said earlier, this is the patience and the faith of the saints, man. And it's only right. You know? I mean, hey, eye for an eye, man. You know? That's the only way that we gonna feel okay. Because that's you making you returning out what you stolen, man. You know? You repaying what you have taken away, man. You can kill our family member. Nobody gonna feel safe. I mean, nobody gonna feel all right with that unless something happened to you. That's a natural feeling, man. You know?
This is Zechariah chapter 11, verse 5. Whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty, and they that sell them say, Blessed be the Lord, for I am rich, and their own shepherds pity them not.
Yeah, we in the hand of our possessors, man. You know, you people don't even know what that stuff means. Whose possessors, meaning that you are in this man's possession, man. You know, and guess what? The Lord gonna find you in his hands. It says, whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty. So they kill you, and they don't hold themselves guilty for it, man. And then what it say after that?
It says, Zechariah 11 and 5, it says, and they that sell them say, Blessed be the Lord.
Yeah, they that sell them, see? You know, what other people you know was getting sold, man? And they said, Blessed be the Lord, man. That's what they were saying. Thank you, Jesus. Make America great again. They still saying it. They was happy, bro. They thank the Lord. The scriptures say that. Ooh, it said if one prayer, it said, oh man, I gotta get that.
Yeah, and when they took down the Native Americans, they were saying that's manifest destiny. These Edomites believe they're thanking our power for our downfall and our destruction, man. And they believe that they're not going to be recompensed, like the brother said, because the Lord didn't strike back yet, man. All right, but the Lord has him in a trick back, because the Lord not only is he going to strike back, he's going to strike back double than what they did unto us. I'll keep going. It says, whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty, and they that sell them say, Blessed be the Lord, for I am rich, and their own shepherds pity them not.
Yeah. They say, Blessed be the Lord, for I am rich. So they thought that, hey man, this is all the Lord made us rich, all for them, man. And they got rich. This is talking about them. You can't point it to nobody else, man. This is talking about you, Esau. You know? They try to act like they not Esau. You must have done it away with when, nigga. This is talking about who else gonna be. And who else gonna be the ones that was sold, man. And then they say, and they own shepherds pity them not, because guess what? They got your man Al Sharp. They upholding this shit, man. All our leaders. You got T.I., LeBron, Beyonce, all talking about some vote, man. Hey, that's them shepherds supposed to be your leaders, and they pity you not, man. That's why the scripture said the gates thereof languish. They shouldn't be your leaders anyway. The prophets and the priests is supposed to be your leaders, man. But you don't want to hearken to the prophets and the priests. Why? Because you want to hear smooth things, man. You just want to live in pleasures. But meanwhile, you're getting jacked up in this place. You're crying out. Why do you think you're marching up and down the streets? You know? But you don't want to try the real remedy. You think that you're not sick. You know? Well, guess what? The sick ones need the physician, man. You know, we know our people. The scripture say the whole head is sick, man. You know, we even know we teach, we understand the scriptures. But guess what? We in these wretched ass bodies, we still go off. We in hell, but we can't keep the laws perfectly, man. So we looking for a savior. Our people not looking for no savior. They looking for themselves to save something, man. Or Esau. That nation that can't save you. Was that it or not? Go ahead, bro. Bring some real quick. Yeah.
This is Jeremiah chapter 18 and 12.
Hold on. Yeah, go ahead.
It's
Still got some rock? Yeah.
It says, and they said, there is no hope, but we will walk after our own devices.
Yeah.
And we will, every one, do the imagination of his evil heart.
Yeah, because ultimately that's what they want to do. When it all boils down to Jake just want to do what they want to do. You know? They said they're going to walk in the imagination of their own heart. They was like, when we was in Egypt, we at least ate this and that and that. You know, when we worshiped their gods, we didn't see no trouble. Yeah, you did. Or else what was you complaining about then? You know? Jake is bugged out. You know? But what happens is they don't have that security blanket. If they don't got Esau controlling them, they think they really on their own. Because they don't trust in the Lord. That's really what it is. You know? They don't like Esau, but they just want to do what they want to do, man. They don't want to be under the Lord. And guess what? You know the funny thing about it is? Esau got our woman thinking that same exact way right now. They don't want to be under nobody. But the scriptures, all that liberty, destroy for yourself, man. You know? You ain't got no choice but to be under a certain master. You didn't create yourself. But go ahead, bro. Y'all doing that? Yeah. Go ahead.
This is Sirach chapter 34 and verse 24. When one prayeth and another curseth, whose voice will the Lord hear?
Ooh. It said when one prayeth and another curseth, whose voice is the Lord going to hear? So you got Jake praying for deliverance, and you got Esau praying to keep these people cursed, man. Who is the Lord going to hear if there's only one Lord, man? This is how you know that we all ain't equal. You see? All of that's just a philosophy. It's just an idea. But it's not real. But they're trying to give life to it, man. But meanwhile, they sitting over here benefiting. So who is the Lord going to hear? You know? Y'all both praying in the name of Jesus, right? So is the Lord answering your prayers, or is he answering the so-called white man's prayers, man? Here it is, 2020, you still call yourself a Christian, man. You still going to these dumbass churches. Y'all dead. It's dead bodies, man. They just lifeless, man. Just walking in the scripture says the way that seems right to a man, but the end thereof is the ways of death. You know, you walking into death, man. You know? Did you get Ezekiel 37 though? I wanted to show you, hey, these devils get scared when you got this power, man. You know? Y'all know the one when it says that they can run I think it's the 4th chapter or 5th chapter.
This is Ezekiel 37 and verse, I'll just start from the top. It says, the hand of the Lord was upon me and carried me out in the spirit of the Lord and set me down in the midst of the valley.
You don't know what's that? The point?
I'll jump down. It says, which was full of bones. I'm going to jump down to verse 8. Verse 9. It says, then said he unto me, prophesy unto the wind, prophesy, son of man.
Hey, that's why we prophesy even into the wind. It seems like ain't nobody here, right? You know what I mean? But guess what? The effect, the vibration is still being pushed because we seeing it. The Lord is doing a good work on the earth right now, man. You know? But the brother was going to go into it. He was talking about them dry bones, which represents you. You know? Them dehydrated bones. You was void of this everlasting water. The scripture say what? If you drink of this well, you will never thirst again. You know? Or if you believe on him as the scripture has said, out of your belly shall flow rivers of living waters. You was devoid of that. Go ahead.
It says, then said he unto me, prophesy unto the wind, prophesy, son of man, and say to the wind, thus saith the Lord power, come from the four winds, O breath, and breathe upon these slain that they may live.
With that breath, it's talking about this wisdom, and knowledge, man. That's the Holy Spirit coming back into you. The Lord is able to sup with you, man. That's what differentiated the sons of the Heavenly Father during the times of the Adamites, man. Between all the other nations, man. Go ahead.
It says, so I prophesied as he commanded me, and the breath came into them, and they lived, and stood upon their feet, an exceeding great army.
An exceeding great army, man. That's what it looks like, man, when we got this. Now, this is the Lord setting us in order before their faces, man. That's what's happening. But see, it's not all of Israel, man. But you got Jake talking about all lives, man. So what about the murderers, man? What about the killers? The thieves, the adulterers. So does their life matter? What happened? Something just happened in Baltimore, man. You know? Jake getting murdered, man. Even young little kids, women. What happens to them? Do their life still matter? I'm talking about the murderer. Do their life matter too? So your logic is flawed, man. Chick said if you don't, and I said that if you don't speak up about trans lives, if you're not in support of trans lives, then you're a hypocrite. So many words, then you're a hypocrite, and you prompting forth white supremacy. You know. So because we're not propagating the death culture, we are holding up white supremacy, and then people saying that's right though. It's the people that's agreeing with it. This place is bugged out, man. This is crazy, man. But that's the world we're living in now, man. You know. You got something now? You got that? Come on.
This is Revelation 11:11. And after 3 days and a half, the Spirit of life from the Most High entered into them, and they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them. You know, linking up with Ezekiel 37. Because when the elites, when they see the men of the Lord come out here and preach, great fear falls upon them. That's why you see them moving in the manner that they're moving. Because they know that their kingdom's about to fall. Because the regular Edomites, they don't fear and see any significance of what we're doing and the knowledge that we're bringing out. But the elites, the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers that deal with the spirits on the left-hand side, they see the significance and fear falls upon them.
This is Judah chapter
Yeah,
5.
because he was asking, who is this people, man? Because all these other nations, what? When he was trying to conquer, you know what I mean? I forget the king's name. It might be Antiochus. I forget his name. But either way, you know, I've got to go back and read it. Holofernes. Yeah. So he was conquering all these other nations. They submitted. You know what I mean? Because he had that great army. But for some reason, Israel wasn't submitting so quickly. He's like, who are these people, man? And then he asked about them, right? Go ahead.
This is Judah chapter 5 and verse 17. It says, and whilst they sin not before their power, they prosper. Because
when we didn't sin before our power, we prospered, man. Remember the scripture said what? You know, in Joshua it said if we follow this, it should make our way prosperous, man. Then we shall see good success. Oh, you got it real quick? Yeah.
This is Joshua 1:8. This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth.
See, but they don't hold no power into this law. They think that this law is oppressing them. Nigga, if you kept it, then you will be prosperous, man. Go ahead.
It says, this book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, that thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein.
Yeah, you're supposed to do all that's written therein. Then what?
For then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and then thou shalt have good success.
Then you will be prosperous. Then you will have good success. See, that's free game that the scriptures just gave you, man. You see? They always talking about they want a free game. They want to know how to make it. You know? Because knowledge is power, right? Without that knowledge, that's why you people are destroyed. Go and get Hosea 4 and 6. But keep going, bro.
this is Judah 5 and verse 17. And whilst they sin not before their power, they prospered, because the Most High that hated iniquity was with them.
Yeah. Yeah, if we didn't commit iniquity, that's why he gave us a law, so we can do the right thing, so we can be well pleasing in his sight. All right? When we didn't commit iniquity, he fought our battles. He was on our side. That's why the scripture said the haters of the Lord should have subdued themselves. Should have submitted themselves unto him, man. You know, I'm going to get that. Keep going, bro.
Verse 18. But when they departed from the way which he appointed them, they were destroyed in many battles, very sore.
Yeah, when we sinned, I'll get Psalm 81 and 15. When we sinned against the Lord, right, he turned his back on us. And then that's when we was able to be taken down. You want to talk about knowing your history? Your history is in here. You would know how to succeed. Go ahead.
It says, they were destroyed in many battles, very sore, and were led captives into a land that was not theirs.
Just like we in now. For the same exact reasons, man. Same thing keep happening to you people over and over again. You see? That's insane, right? Is that not insanity? You keep doing the same things and you're going to get the same results. For some reason, Jake keep committing iniquity and straying away from their power. So only this time, right? The Lord said, man, he straight up discontinued us from our heritage. So we didn't know him. You know? To where we really had to forget him, man. But our people just kept doing the same things over and over again, man. Now that's why we had to what? He said what? Seek him 10 times more. As it was our mind to go straight from him, so be in return, seek him 10 times more. So now we got to do it straight up within faith. And now you got some jakes that's, who might be them people. And then they just claim that they Israelites, but they doing the same stuff, man. Keep going.
It says, and were led captives into a land that was not theirs.
Yeah.
And the temple of their power was cast to the ground. And their cities were taken by the enemies.
Yeah. Hey, this is what happens when you don't follow the Lord. Keep going.
This is verse 19. But now are they returned to their power, and are come up from the places where they were scattered, and have possessed Jerusalem, where their sanctuary is, and are seated in the hill country, for it was desolate. Now therefore, my Lord and Governor, if there be any error in this people, and they sin against their power, let us consider that this shall be their ruin, and let us go up, and we shall overcome them.
Yeah, so he said, he's telling them, he asked about who they was, he gave them the history. He said, look, every time this people went against their power, they got destroyed. But when they returned to him, he built them back up, right? And he said, now Lord, if they sin against their power, that's going to be their ruin, and we're going to be able to overtake them. But go ahead.
Verse 21. But if there be no iniquity in their nation, let my Lord now pass by, lest their Lord defend them.
Yeah. He said, if there be no iniquity, hey, just pass by, lest their Lord defend them, man. So guess what? Even now, you think they had the history on us back then, they still got the history on us, man. Which is why they do what they do. And they accuse of the brethren, man. That's why they keep getting you drunk, man. That's why they keeping the wine. But look, and then it's funny because that's spiritually they doing that. But look on the physical. They got liquor stores in the hood on every block, man. So that you can be niggas, man. That's why. They got you unemployed, okay? And you can't do nothing but drink. They got they got you depressed, unemployed, so you drink, and then they give you drugs, and they give you access to these weapons, man, illegally. This is what they doing on purpose, man, so that you can fall, so that they can still rule over you. They know these things. You don't.
Right,
you know?
Right over a street over Lexington Market, you got police officers there day and night. And right next to them is Jake selling every single drug under the sun, man. They got literally crack, heroin, everything in broad daylight selling it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They're literally allowing them to do it.
Right.
You know?
Yo. And then it's funny because they talking about the whole topic of defunding the police is out right now. When you look at the police budget, they did for something like in New York, for instance, they getting over like multiple $billions. I think it was like $4 or $7 billion or something like that. You know, they giving billions of dollars. You give like $1 billion to the hood, then they wouldn't have to do all that shit, man. But they giving them all that. Oh yeah, you need to protect. You gotta police them. Because guess what? It's more profitable for you to be a slave, man, than for you to be on equal power with them, man. They not gonna allow that. You know? That's why you ever want to really know what something is. Look at the money, man. Look where they spending their money, man. That's what they really believe in, man. You know, but ultimately that goes to show you the history, man. If you was for your power and you didn't commit no iniquity, the Lord will fight for you. They know these things. That's why they want to keep you away from the Lord, man. That's why they was all in Psalms 83rd chapter. They confederate against us, man. Go and get that one of the songs I asked you.
Psalms 81:15.
Then jump to 83 after that.
It says, the haters of Yahweh should have submitted themselves unto him.
Yeah, those haters is talking about you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. You know, the haters of the Lord should have submitted themselves unto him. Go ahead.
It says, but their time should have endured forever.
Because your time would have endured forever, man. You'd have been in a good case. You talk about you love your kids, if Black Lives Matter, all right? If your people's lives matter, you would hearken into this. Because of this is why your people's dying, man. Because you're going against the Lord, your people are dying. You openly sacrificing your children, all right? To whether it's abortion or whether you allowing them to pick their gender at 5 years old. Or whether you allowing, they still getting hit by straight bullets. All right? That's because of your disobedience, man. But you want somebody to feel sorry for you when ultimately it's you didn't want to do what you were supposed to do. Else it on that?
No, some more.
Come.
Verse 16. He should have fed them also with the finest of wheat, and with honey out of the rock should I have satisfied.
Yeah, the Lord would have, you would have been satisfied. But now what? He had to break the staff and break the bread, man. Of you, man. He weakened you. The Lord done these things. He became an enemy unto you. They don't get it though. And when we found this out, it was no way that we knew this was us, man. All right, the logical question would be, how do we, what do we need to do? You know? Hey, because the kingdom of heaven talk about what? The Lord gonna wipe away all tears. There's gonna be no sickness. But yet when the funeral happened, Jake want to cry talking about they heartbroken, man. Well, if you would have followed the dietary laws, your big mama wouldn't have had that damn problem, man. You know? If you would have loved your neighbor as yourself, you wouldn't have had the murders and your kids getting their life taken away so young, man. The answers is in the scriptures, but that's what you reject. Go ahead, bro. It was something in my mind. Yeah, go Hosea first. There's something in my mind that slipped it.
It's Hosea 4:1. It says, hear the word of the Lord, ye children of Israel. For the Lord have a controversy with the inhabitants of the land, because there is no truth, nor mercy, nor knowledge of the power in the land. By swearing and lying and killing and stealing and committing adultery, they break out, and blood touches blood. You see, the Lord has a controversy with you Israelites because you're breaking the Lord's law, man. They went through the list. You're murderers, you're adulterers, you're thieves. You see? Jump down to verse 6. It says, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me. Seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy power, I will also forget thy children.
See? The Lord said because you've forgotten the Lord, your power, He gonna forget you. That's why you feel all hopeless out here, man. That you ain't got no protection, because guess what? You don't. You know? Jake think, the Lord answered the prayer, they got a little job. But we always said, man, don't you know that Satan blessings, he can give out blessings too? You know? He offered Yahweh all the kingdoms, man. But guess what? He was trying to get Yahweh to go off against the Lord. You know? That's why it's important to know this. You get a little job. This is why the scripture says, "Gift destroyeth the heart," man. Because you don't have that knowledge, so you continually being destroyed and used, man. Used to your own detriment. It might be good for you, but it's not good for the rest of you, man. That's what we went over at camp last week as well, man. You had what's his name? Eli? And Maccabees? Not Eli. Eliezer? Yeah. You know? He didn't take that swine, man. And guess what? He didn't even take the fake swine. I mean, he didn't take his own provisions. So it wouldn't look like he was casting a stumbling block before the rest of Israel, man. And staying in his name. But guess what? Our people, they out here just taking the bag, and they don't care none of the damage that they're doing to the rest of Jake, man. Chiefly in the entertainment industry. You gotta do, okay, I'll wear the fucking dress. You know? Now it's okay. Now look at the kids. Think it's okay, man. You know? Okay, I'll rap about adultery. I'll rap about drugs and murdering. That's what they want to hear, okay. Not even kidding. That's what's being perpetuated. It's actually happening. And then they got the audacity to get up there and act like they feel sorry for the people, man. I was watching with my sister, you know what I mean, the BET Awards of 2016. In that room, it was built, all that room of Jake's, it was over $1 billion in there. And they talking about, well, we need to do this and that and that. What the hell they did? They ain't did a damn thing while many of them are still eating. Because see, they for themselves, man. They're not for their people. You know, and that's the opposite of our Lord, man. And what? And in the same spirit of the prophets. Because Moses, he forsook all that. He had that high position. He forsook it. But that just goes to show you niggas, man. You selfish, man. You know? That's why the Lord said that, man. The first shall be last, and the last shall be first, man. You know? You received the constellation. You chose. This is when you made a covenant with death, man. You know? Go ahead, bro.
Isaiah 63 and 10.
Sorry, 9.
Verse 9. It says, in all their affliction he was afflicted, and the angel of his presence saved him.
Yeah, and all of our afflictions and them captivities, when we cried out to the Lord, guess what? The Lord was afflicted. He felt some type of way about that, man. And that's why he sent the angel of the Lord to deliver them, man. He did it every time. But you people, you don't want to appreciate that. You act like the Lord hates you. When you the one going off. You ever met that type of person that just want to play the victim when they know that they was guilty, man? That's the sickest person right there, man. Here it is, you did it. And you want to somehow blame somebody else's actions? You know? Did you not provoke this person to making that action? Like a woman, she bleached all your clothes and, you know what I mean? She committed adultery on you, slap you, and then you push her, she fall, she get the crying. You know? That's the type of people, that's Israel for you, man. Never placing any blame on themselves, man. When you the goddamn problem, man. Keep going, bro.
It says, in his love and in his pity, he redeemed them. And he buried them.
He said in his love and in his pity, he redeemed them. You know? We got the real water right here. We got the real water right here. Nah, that ain't gonna keep you satisfied. You know? Jake thirsty, man. You know? They think they good. He said, I got my water right here. Okay. And it's just like that water, you gonna get thirsty again, man.
That's right.
You drinking this water, you ain't gonna never thirst again. You gotta actually walk around trying to sell water because you have nothing, man. You think Jake would be doing that if they had enough money? You know? So you ain't good right now, dog. But Jake proud poor man. Can't tell these niggas nothing, man. Go ahead, bro.
This is verse 10. No, Salakia, verse 11.
How you doing?
What's up?
How you doing, brothers?
We alright.
Why am I still looking so big?
We just teaching. Go ahead.
I know that's
Isaiah
right.
63 and 9, it says, in his love,
Huh? Yeah, use at the end of that. So just read 10.
Verse 10, it says, but they rebelled and vexed his Holy Spirit.
And she said, why? She said, why we looking so mean? Because we fucking angry, man.
Right.
If she was up here and heard what we were saying, we talking about the affliction of our people and the stubbornness and the hard-headedness of our people, man. If that don't make you afraid, what's that? We supposed to laugh? That's why the scripture said that, man. You know, spiritual man seldomly smiles, man. You know, and that's not to say that we don't smile, we don't joke sometimes. But this is a very serious thing, man. If this was any other people, they would have declared a state of emergency. If this was Edomites, they wouldn't be laughing, man. If this was the Gooks, they wouldn't be laughing, man. But our people just want to be married, they want to be happy about something, man. You got a majority of our men is in, not majority, but a lot of percentage of our men is in prisons, man. With no release date in sight, man. You know? So they get the book thrown at them. You got another percentage of our men is damn homosexuals. You got more than 70% of the children grow up without a father in the home, man. But Jake just want to smile. Read that again, though.
This is verse 10. It says, but they rebelled and vexed his Holy Spirit.
Yeah, after he done delivered you time and time again, you rebelled. And you vexed his Holy Spirit. The Lord, remember the scripture say, he was broken with your whorish heart. Look that up, brother. You know? That's how the Lord, you hurt the Lord, man. We're talking about the Heavenly Father. You had him upset, man. See, Jake, they have no idea, man. Because you know what? Because they don't care about that, man. I always go back to the analogy of a relationship, man. They only care about themselves. You know? Go ahead, though.
This is verse 10. It says, therefore, he was turned to be their enemy. And he fought against them.
Yeah, therefore he was turned to be their enemy. And he fought against them, man. You know? The Lord is fighting against you, Jake. You wonder why you really can't get up ahead? Yeah, the so-called white man created this system, but guess who gave him the mind to do that, man? You know? And even though you can have the same type of chances as someone else, but yet, see, this is what we're talking about. You know? Disgusting, bro. You got the same chances as somebody else, but then for some reason your business falls. Then you always getting the short end of the stick. Why do you think that is? Because the Lord is fighting against you, man. You know?
Okay. Just one more. It says, verse 11, then he remembered the days of old, Moses and his people saying, where is he that brought them up out of the sea with the shepherd of his flock? Where is he that put his Holy Spirit within him, that led them by the right hand of Moses with his glorious arm, dividing the water before them?
Yeah, that's good on that. Go ahead, brother.
This is Ezekiel 6 and 9. And they that escape of you shall remember me among the nations, whither they shall be carried captives, because I am broken with their whorish heart, which have departed from me, and with their eyes which go a-whoring after their idols. And they shall loathe themselves for the evils which they have committed in all their abominations.
See? The Lord was broken, man, because of all the evils that you was committing, man. Supposed to be his people. You're supposed to be married into him, man. And even after all that, the Lord still said, come back into him, man. You know? I'm trying to find the scripture that talks about enemy to our enemies. If we actually do what the Lord says. I'm trying to find it. You got that scripture?
This is Jeremiah 3 and 1. They say, if a man put away his wife, and she go from him, and become another man's, shall he return unto her again? Shall not that land be greatly polluted? But thou hast played the harlot with many lovers, yet return again to me, saith the Lord. You know, like the scriptures say, and like the brothers going into, the nation of Israel is the wife of the Lord. All right? And just like, if we had a woman or whatever, and she went away and committed whoredom with all these different men, you're not going to receive it back. All right, but the Lord is saying unto his people, come back to me. All right, the Lord is going to marry his people again, that remnant that come back in sincerity, even after all the evil and the wickedness as a people that we committed against our powers, man.
That's right, man.
Obey his voice and do all that I speak. Then I will be an enemy unto thine enemies.
See? If we do what the Lord says, he's going to be an enemy unto our enemies, man. You know? He said what? He's going to bless them that bless thee and curse them that curse us, man. It's just that easy, but see, Jake, they don't believe that. So they try to find it their own way, man. You know? But meanwhile, throughout the scriptures, over and over, he keeps saying, remember these words. You know? Keep these words in your hearts, man. He even told us to wear these to signify it, man, so you can't forget it. Teach it to your children. What do? You work 2 jobs so that Esau can teach your children. You know? You know why you gotta work 2 jobs? You don't have your own? Why is that, man? Because you wasn't educated, man. You know? But see, Jake don't see nothing wrong with it. This is life to Jake. You know? You got something?
This is Psalms 137 and 5. It says, if I forget thee, O Jerusalem, let my right hand forget her cunning. It says, if I forget thee, O Jerusalem, let my right hand forget her cunning.
If you forget, hey man, if you forget Jerusalem, man, hey, that's a man after the Most High's own heart. And this is why David committed sin, right? But he was forgiven. He was shown mercy, I should say, because he still had to pay for that, you know. But he was shown mercies, man, because he was actually sincere. You know, it's things done out of ignorance. The Lord went that. You know, but if you sincere, are you trying to seek Him, man? You know, is your heart evil? Is your true heart evil, or is it righteous? And David, he said, "What? Try me, Lord. See if there's any evil thing in me." You know? Go ahead.
It says, if I forget thee, O Jerusalem, let my right hand forget her cunning. If I do not remember thee, let my tongue cleave to the roof of my mouth.
It said, let my right hand forget her cunning. That means you ain't going to have no skill. You know? How you going to cook? How you going to build? You know, how you going to fight? You know? You really can't do nothing for yourself. That happens. You know? Go ahead.
It says, if I do not remember thee, let my tongue cleave to the roof of my mouth.
Yeah, do you know? Man, you can't speak, man. You know? If you forget this, you ain't got nothing to talk about, man. You know? Because everything else that's going to come out of your mouth is BS, man.
It says, if I prefer not Jerusalem above my chief joy.
If I prefer not Jerusalem above my chief joy, man. Because a lot of people in the scriptures say that, man. You supposed to put your treasures on where moth in heaven, where moth and rust does not corrupt. And then guess what? Then everything else is going to be added onto you. You know, but you gotta see. That's the thing. You gotta look at this thing not just for yourself, but for the whole Israel. Because when we stronger together, man. You know. But if you forget about Jerusalem, you put your pleasures above it. Hey, you ain't gonna get far, man. It's just like that king. You got a wicked ass king who gonna sit up here just to use all his servants when the servants is the ones that's keeping you rich. That doesn't make sense. Why would you do wrong to them servants, man? But that's what Esau do, and that's why Esau got uprising. That's why it's, people crying and sighing and crying, and you know, because he's an unrighteous ruler, man. Don't you know with great power comes great responsibilities? You know? You had something, bro?
This is Philippians 2 and verse 7. It says, but what things were gained to me, those I counted loss for Yahushua. Yea, doubtless, and I count all things but loss for the excellency of the knowledge of Yahushua.
See, this is that pearl. See, this man, the merchant, he been searching, right? But then when he found that pearl, he sold everything that he had. The same thing with Paul. Paul had a good, you know what I mean? He had a good position. All right, but he counted all those other things but dung. It wasn't shit to him, man. You know? So that you can understand. When it came to this, it didn't really. If it wasn't this, then it didn't matter, man. And the Paul story was deep because it was an example for a pattern for the other Israelites. All right, he was a sinner, man. He persecuted the church, but when he found out the truth, he went hard. So what's up with Jake now? All of you know you sinners, man. You know you done wrong, man. That a lot of you committed sins worthy unto death, man, in this lifetime. But they just keep going on and on in their wickedness, man. Keep going.
It says, yea, doubtless, and I count all things but loss for the excellency of the knowledge
Keep going.
of Yahushua.
Yeah, he count all things but loss for the excellency of the knowledge of Yahushua, man. Because guess what? This is going. Remember what he said when he was done. I know I got a crown laid up for me, man. Because this knowledge, what it say? The desire of wisdom leadeth to a kingdom. So in the kingdom, if you really believe that, you know you're gonna have this 100-fold, man. You know? That 19 spot. You know? You believe if you endure to the end, you're gonna have a crown laid up for you. Let's go on that.
It says, for whom I have suffered the loss of all things, and do count them but dung, that I may win Yahushua.
Yeah, and you got some people, when the tribulation comes because of the word, you know, they start getting depressed. You know, and they that's a stumbling block for them to want to quit, man, to give up the fight. No matter what it is, it might be a job, it might be a woman. You know, because guess what? The world hates this. All right. So if you happen to lose it, so be it. You got greater promises, but you don't believe in them promises. So don't call yourself a son of Abraham then, man. You know?
Yeah. Yahushua said, Abraham rejoiced at my day.
Exactly. He would have been, but he's blaspheming. No, he wasn't there before Abraham. Nah, Abraham would have rejoiced at his day, man. Because he understood. That signified the kingdom coming, man. Same thing now. The Lord we tell him, repent ye, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand, man. You know? Jake should be rejoicing, man. But guess what? You ain't got nobody here, but I guarantee you, it's going to be a line at what, everybody going to be tuned in when the NBA season come back on. You know, they was waiting for these clubs to open back up, wasn't it? Spending hella money. Giving it right back to the Edomites, man. And these other nations. You see? But that's our people for you, man. Lost. And they don't see it. And you tell them about it, they want to fight you, but won't lay a finger to the so-called white man. You know? Go ahead.
This is St. Matthew chapter 19 and verse 27. Then answered Peter and said unto him, Behold, we have forsaken all and followed thee. What shall we have therefore?
Yeah, which Peter, as King David, if you can understand, you know, he's the head of the church, right? He said, we forsaken all and followed thee, man. What should we receive for this? That's a question that, you know, you might want to ask. You know? Like, you can't tell me you ain't coming to this truth and you ain't think, okay, you know, it's going to be a reward. You know? For one, you should just do it just because, hey, we sinned against the Lord, man, and this is the right thing to do. But then guess what? On top of that, you get blessings. You know? So what you going to receive for turning your back on the whole world? You know, for you losing everything. He said, we've lost all things. Keep going on that.
Verse 28. And Yahushua said unto them, Verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory.
Was that? Hey, that hasn't happened yet, man. You know? So that's the future prophecy. Go ahead.
It says, ye also shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel.
You also shall sit on thrones, man, judging the 12 tribes of Israel. Don't you know? And guess what? Israel's gonna be on top of all the other nations. So how powerful are you gonna be? It's better than any job you got now. you got these people that think that they some mayors and governors. You know, they ain't got no real power, man. Hey, that's power what the Lord just said right there, man. Go ahead.
It says, verse 29, and every one that hath forsaken houses, or brethren, or sisters.
And because you had that one dude, former leader of Detroit, he was like, yeah, y'all don't know nothing about that because y'all ain't got no houses. Talking about something. He can't go out all the time because he got to take care of his house. He just got new land. Y'all don't know nothing about that because y'all ain't got no houses. Nah, that's stupid you said, man. Scripture said if you forsook that, right? Go ahead.
It says, or mother or wife or children.
See that? This is things that we name. Your houses, mother, wife, children. It may be like that sometimes, man. Hey, what does the scripture say, bro? If your mother or your father forsake you, then the Lord taketh you up, man.
That's right.
But you gotta have faith. You know? Go ahead.
Or lands, for my name's sake, shall receive an hundredfold, and shall inherit everlasting life.
See? You're gonna receive 100-fold. Everything you think you lost. And hey, did it happen with Job? Do you believe that? You know? And then what? Everlasting life, meaning you gonna have all that and you gonna have it forever, man. You know? Because guess what, man? This is the last captivity for you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, man.
Right.
You know? And we're gonna never go back into captivity again. That means they ain't gonna take nothing, man. That's why Yahweh said what he said, man. He come to give life and life more abundantly, man. You know? You know what that said, bro? You look that up? John, it's 10 and 10? That's what I thought. Chapter. You know? We gotta get that. You got it. What you got, bro? Let's get that last. We're gonna get this.
St. John, chapter 10, and verse 10. The thief cometh not, but for to steal, and to kill, and to destroy. I am come that they might have life, and that they might have it more abundantly.
Yeah. The thief came to kill, to steal, and to destroy. And we know who the thief was, or is. He ain't did nothing but kill from us, steal from us, and continually destroy us. But yet you want to seek him. But Yahweh Shah said what? I came to bring life. And what?
More abundantly.
And life more abundantly, man. Jake really think they experienced living because they was able to travel to Jamaica or Cancun. I experienced life. You need to travel more. You wouldn't hate life so much. Nigga, you ain't living. And you know the funny thing is, because the scriptures say, the prophecy is that you should desire to go into a city and not be able to, right? Well, because of this coronavirus, all them European countries, they're not allowing U.S. citizens in there no more, man. Which these places are cities, man. Dummy. So you being restricted. This is supposed to be our whole earth. And these niggas can't even go. You can't even go to another country, man. You know?
Even states, they got certain 2-week quarantines just to go to another city to city, state to state.
Right. So you really think you got some freedoms, man? Esau say it's a pandemic and you can't do nothing, and all your jobs is lost, man. This is a thief. And meanwhile, the rich is getting richer and the poor is getting poorer right now. He's a thief. But you trusting in this society, you planning on what I'm gonna do when this thing gonna be back up. But right now, free game. Just kicking out. This is the food line right here. You know what I mean? Or this the unemployment. You know what I mean? We giving out these treasures right here, man. But they don't want it. Because they see no value in this thing, man. Well, guess what? Our spirits is like, wow, this thing is right here, man. We holding on tight for this thing, man. You know? That's how we feel.
That's right. This is Matthew 13 and 44. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto treasure hid in a field, the which when a man hath found, he hideth, and for joy thereof goeth and selleth all that he hath.
Yeah, for the joy. This is what we was looking for our whole life. And guess what? The scripture said the election have obtained it, and the rest was blinded. The rest of you niggas is still blinded, man. You ain't find it. That's why you don't have the joy that we have. You keep seeking the pleasures out of this world, and guess what? You're gonna keep getting disappointed, man. You want to be them rich people so bad. Guess what? They ain't happy either, man. You know? Go ahead.
It says, and buyeth that field.
Yep.
It says again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto a merchant man.
That's good on that. You know?
This is Revelation chapter 3, I'll start at 10. It says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience.
And guess what? This is the word that we keep it, and we gotta suffer patiently, man. Scripture talks about suffer patiently the wrath that has come upon you from the Most High. You know, and He's going to be the one that's going to deliver the same one that brought these plagues upon us. He's going to deliver us from the same of them. You know, we bearing the indignation of the Lord because He sent us. We keep His word of His patience, man. This is a trial of our faith right here, man. You know. Go ahead.
It says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth.
Mm-hmm.
Behold, I come quickly. Hold that fast which thou hast.
What is that? That means hold thou fast. Don't let it go. Hold it tight. That which y'all has. This word. This truth, man. This whole world is going to try to make us not believe in it. The scripture say that fear not the incredulity of them that trouble thee, man. No matter what they say, no matter what they do, hold fast to this, what you got. Because guess what? They all gonna be wanting this pretty soon. You know?
Right.
But at that time, we gonna be like, hey, go get the oil for yourself, man. You know? We ain't got enough to share. They gonna want it. And they ain't gonna be able to get it, man. So hold what you got. This is the treasure. This is your wisdom. Wisdom. What did it say? Wisdom and knowledge should be the stability of our time. That's what this is. You know.
It says, behold, I come quickly. Hold that fast which thou hast, that no man take thy crown.
That no man take thy crown, man. Don't lose this for nothing. If you gotta go into the kingdom, man, and then so be it. These niggas, man. That's His glory right there. I'm gonna give me a banging stereo system so I can just play it loud. Maybe I'll get some women or something. Hey, man, this ain't living. You know? But this is what it's about, man. Like, nobody take your crown, man. No matter what. As long as you make it to the finish line, as long as you endure to the end, you're going to be saved. And with that being saved, you know, we already read the promises that's going to come for that, man. You know, because you passed that test. That's what it's about, man. You know, anybody got anything else? You know, hey, so with that, Lord willing knows, you know, until the next time, Lord willing knows edifying. We want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh. Double honor to our apostles and elders, a great millstone, and salutations, shalom to y'all that's pushing and enduring, you know, throughout the four corners of the earth, man. You know, until the next one, the Lord will, we want to say shalom. Shalom.
I meant to hit.
It should be alright, though. You know?
I meant to hit.